Hey up. Hello, YouTube. How you all doing? Trevor here. Can you all hear me? Let's have a sound check. Make sure you can hear me. Loud and clear, anyone? Please. Right, slow tonight, is it? Oh, hang on. Yes, yeah, it's all coming through now. Fantastic. Right then, YouTube, it's another live stream. Oh, getting good at these. Still nervous as heck. Shane, Nathan's not with me tonight, so it's just me on my own. Obviously, we got the prize here to draw, but we won't get straight into that. We'll have a little bit of a chat on that first. But let's have a roll call, see who's here. Waynus, watch it, Trev. Devon boys unite. Who are? Shameless can't be trudging on Dartmoor, isn't it? Waynus, I'll come back to your question. Danny Mack, Yorkshire in the chat. Evening all. Hi, Danny. Alistair Hayes, evening all. Patrick Semple, evening Alk. I think I know what you meant. And Andy Bully, evening guys and gals. Cornish Wild Camper, we got Mike Bass. Danny Mack again, good luck to whoever commented. I want that bag. Ian Brown. Hi, Trev. Keeping well? Yeah, not too bad. Nick Forsyth. Good luck to everyone. Jenny Barter. Hey, Trev. Good luck. Alan Metalman. Outdoors. Oh, I know you. Hello, Alan. James L. South Coast Outdoors, UK. Georgia Fairday. Our pet shrimp is about to have babies. We're going to be grandparents, but we're still here for you, Trev. Carry on. Oh, well, you could name one Trev. There are probably hundreds, isn't there, shrimps? Mark Jeffrey podcast. Evening, Mark. Good luck, one and all. Have you listened to the podcast I done with Mark? You can find it in the commentary. Go on my channel and down in the discussion. Is it discussion? I think it's in there. I think it's called discussion. I can't remember. But I'll put a link to it in there. Really good evening that was, chatting away to Mark. He's much more natural at this sort of thing than I am, so he's probably watching me going, oh, look at this mumbling Egypt. Wild Camp Putty, good luck all. Josh R, good evening all. Hi, Chris Edwards, Tom and Joe Vlogs. Hi, Kayla Watkins. Oh, God, there's loads of you. You're all turning up now. Right, there's 93 of you, so I'm going to stop doing all your names. And just welcome everyone. So, yeah, great to have you all here. Just having a sup of tea. I've got some ciders, but just a tea a minute. All right. Been working today. Cold out there. So, yeah, here we are, 2021. We're going to crack this year out once we're out. But we're not going to talk about COVID tonight. We're not going to talk about the coronavirus. We know what's going on. Let's forget that. So, yeah, let me scroll back through. There were some questions popping up on there. Waynus, question. Have you ever been proper spooked on Dartmoor? And what do you think caused it? Well, when I first went out, I was sort of listening out for noises and that. It was just spooky hearing noises, especially after you read like a Dartmoor legend about ghosts in that area or something like that. But I think the most frightening night I had was when I went up to. It wasn't frightening. I wasn't crying and whimpering or nothing, but I went up to Fordston Ledge, up by High Relays in the year. You might have seen that video. The last time I took the Vic 1 out. The night before that, I watched the Zodiac, about the Zodiac killer. And that was sort of playing around in my head. So I felt that a bit. What if there was an axe murderer or something, you know? But apart from that, you just got to put it out your head. Just try not to think about it. Have something to distract you. What else have we got here? Any other questions? Scrolling. Adam Jackson, first walk since before Christmas. Was so good to be finally out. Yeah, I didn't do a lot of walking over Christmas or camping. I worked so hard at Something or Nothing last year. I thought I'm going to have Christmas off just with the family. I'll go out after, but There you go. I have to wait a bit longer now, won't I? But me and Nath did get out on New Year's Eve for a walk, which the video is coming up on Sunday. My phone's going mental. Yeah, the video will be up on Sunday, or if you're a patron, you can watch it already. But there you go. Plug in Patreon. Nice canvas behind you, Trev. Oh, thank you, Max. Yeah, that's I got 4 canvases for about 50 quid. I'm really uncomfortable here. Ugh. Let me pull this. So yeah, I've got some nice canvases done. It could have been a bit bigger, I suppose. It's a bit dwarfed on that wall, but there you go. It's all right. Trevor, I finally made a Q&A. Hello, John Lewis. A few more people than the Patreon ones. Yeah, there is 129 now. What's going on there? Tim I tickets. Righty ho. Linus, watcher. Hello, Trev, fellow watcher of the Outdoor Gear Review. I saw you commenting over there. Yeah, I thought someone messaged and said, oh, they've done the cloud up too, but they didn't really do it justice. So I thought I'd pop over and leave a comment, you know, see if I can pilfer some of his 350,000 subscribers. I might have earned a couple. Didn't really work. There we go. Trev, what's your most memorable trip? Oh, Romania. Just something different at the end of 2019. Getting up in those snowy mountains, proper mountains as well. You know, I can't remember the height that we scaled, but it wasn't. It was proper heights. You know, it was only several meters difference to Zugspitze in Germany, so that was quite a memorable trip. Quite nerve-wracking. I was a bit anxious going into it, not knowing what we was to expect, and it was a bit like we was going out of season as well, and a lot of the places that we were going to go were sort of shutting down because of the weather and the snow, and things like that sort of play on your mind. Plus, I hadn't flown for a while, so that was a bit nerve-wracking. But actually the plane, by the night before, I was like, right, I've got to get this out of my head, and I've done some hypnosis I found on YouTube to get you over the fear of flying, and I listened to that, and then yeah, sure enough, the next day I was not bothered at all. But on the way back, we got on the plane, and then we just started going up the runway. And then all of a sudden, it felt like it was kind of take off. And then all of a sudden, we jolted and stopped and come to a halt. And then there was all smoke billowing under the plane. And we was on the runway for ages. And yeah, the plane there was some electrical fault or something, and they stopped us. But we're still on there for about 45 minutes before they got us off. And you're sort of like, well, I don't know if I want to be on here. And then they said, right, we've had a problem with this plane, but we will get you off the plane. And we're going to swap planes and then put you back on and fly you out later. And we got out, went back into the airport. When we come back into the plane, when they finally called us back into the plane, we sat down in the same seats and realised it was the same plane because there was a mark on the seat where we were, and we'd noticed it earlier because it was the same plane we'd flown over in. And we're like, look, we're in the same seats we was on the way here. So now we're on the same seats of the same plane that had these electrical faults. I'll tell you what, I was a wreck all the way home. And I remember I was playing cards, and I had the tray down in front of me with all my cards on the tray, and the woman in the seat behind just had stretched, and she touched the back of my foot with her leg, and I was that nervous I just jumped and knocked all the tray of cards everywhere. I was a wreck. But there you go, I waffled on a bit there. But yeah, Romania, my most memorable trip. Looking forward to the vid this Sunday. Michael Warden Brown, thank you. The FDSE, hi Trev from Scotland. What, Trev from a cold Camborne? It is cold, isn't it? Hey Trev, you were late. I wasn't late. 8 o'clock, I said. I watched the countdown timer this end, so I know I wasn't late. Have you ever used a camping quilt rather than a sleeping bag? No, I haven't. I've heard a couple of people say they're all right, but no, I haven't. Maybe I will have to try one of those. There's quite a few things I want to try. It's not that I want to try, but I'm going to try sort of hooped bivvy camp this year, I think. But I can't. Oh, the thought of that being confined in that tiny little space. But I'll try it anyway, just for you lot might enjoy seeing me out of my comfort zone. Wacky Outdoors, message retracted. What are you calling me, Summit? You calling me names? Oh, hi, Trev from Truro. Hi, Trev. Been looking forward to this. Well, I hope I don't disappoint you then, Ben. Ben Wadsworth. Any more questions then? Mark Jeffrey podcast. You're a legend, mate. You're a legend, mate. Where are we here? Oh, God. Everything's happened now. Loads of questions. Right. I'm scrolling back up all the questions now to get to where the questions start. I'd get well creeped out reading ghost stories, then camping in it. Preacher bear. Yeah, it doesn't worry me that much. I'm not really. I don't know. You just got to not think about it. But yeah, sometimes you do hear sounds. And I've said it before where my video, I'll be talking to the camcorder and then I'll hear a sound and I'll be like, just listening, and it feels like you're just doing that for like 20 seconds or 10 seconds, but when you actually edit in the video, you know, sometimes I've been like that for like nearly a minute just listening. What's that? So yeah, it is creepy. Best video ever, him smashing that tent. Thanks, Adam Jackson. Patrick Semple, ever considered to hike the 2 Moors Way? I think after doing the Dartmoor in a day this year, I think, yeah, that's one on the agenda. I'll try and see if Nathan want to do that with me, and we go for a couple of days, or a week or so, whatever it take, and do some camping on the way. So yeah, I think so. I'd like to do some more long distance hiking this year. Have you thought about doing a long distance walk in America, the AT or the PCT? Yeah, a bit further down the line, I reckon. But yeah, I'd like to do walks all over the place, really. I'd love to see much more of the world. 2020 was going to be the year that I started seeing much more of the world and the Himalayas, but that didn't happen. Fingers crossed, touch wood, that the Himalayas will happen this year. Really looking forward to that. Have you used one of the Sawyer water filters, Trev? If so, would you recommend one? I have used them, and yes, I would recommend it. Me and Nath, he had the MSR. What's it called? Is it the React? No, not. Is it Reactor? With the hand pump one? It might be the Reactor. I can't remember. But he had that, and we both pumped water from the same source, the same river, the same spot in the same river, and he actually ended up with like poisoning himself. He was ill for a week, so he's never used it since, and he went out and got himself a Sawyer. And Sawyer's, it's a bit slower, but it's meant to be one of the best for sort of the amount that it filters. So yeah. What board games do you suggest you have a collection? Oh, yeah, I know. I'm considering starting a second YouTube channel all about board games, unattached to this. I won't be like plugging this on there or there on this, but yeah, I love board games. Settlers of Catan is a good one. It's one of my favourites. The Lord of the Rings board game, really good. A lot of the best games now is not sort of rolling dice to move. And I know a lot of people say, like there was someone on Jeremy Vine talking about board games, and he was a bit of a board game snob, saying, oh, if you have to roll a dice to move around a board, then that's not a very good game. But there are good games where you have to do that. So he's not completely true, but yeah, I don't really play Monopoly that much anymore. I must admit, Risk is probably my favourite. Have you ever considered a hot tent? Mark Jeffrey. Do you know what, Mark? I've only just recently heard of a hot tent, sort of in the last 2 or 3 months. So yeah, it would be something I'd be interested in trying. but I'm not really sure. You couldn't really use them on Dartmoor, could you? And then do you have to carry like the stove with you? I haven't looked into the sort of details of it, but I'm up for trying anything, but not that. As Meatloaf would say, do anything, but he wouldn't do that. Keep up the good work, Trev. Thanks, Owen. True North, any plans to do a long distance walk like the coast to coast this year? I haven't got any plans. I like to wing it and just think I'm going to do this. Like with the Dartmoor in a day, I literally sort of decided that I was going to do it in 2 days, and I just thought that's what I want to do this year. So yeah, there are plans to do things. It's having the time as well, because obviously being a parent with a young family, relatively young family, it's a bit much for me to just up and leave. So yeah, we'll see what's what this year. Looking forward to doing something though. Ever considered to climb any mountains in the Alps? Yeah, I mean, I'd like to do some trekking in the Alps. Go and have a walk over there. Maybe take in a mountain or two. Ones you can walk up. I'm not keen on climbing, if I'm honest. So, yeah, I'd love to do some of the Alps. I'd love to get back to Romania, do some more of that. There's mountains everywhere I'd like to walk. When I went up Zugspitze in Germany in sort of ski season, I thought I'd like to come back here and go up there as well, hike up there. I saw that there was people doing it. So, Wild Campity. Callum has a very good question about the Sawyer. Yeah, I've done that one, haven't I? Yep. So, even Trev, T and Valhalla. Hello, guys. All right. John Lewis, you're lucky enough, like me, that Dartmoor is just down the road or even out the back door for you. Will you be doing any lockdown once a day exercise walks? I'm hoping to get out, do some walks. I haven't yet. I'm still working, to be honest. Not every day, but there are days when I'm working. And then when I'm not, it's homeschooling the kids, because my wife is full-time working from home. So I'm the one who's the teacher. And I tell you what, that's a bloody nightmare, absolute nightmare, trying to sort of organise 2 children and keep them sat in the computers whilst my blood is boiling. I have not got the patience for teaching. And half the stuff I'm trying to understand, like my middle boys stuff, and I don't know what the teachers, what it all means, half of it. So you're trying to work it out, and then they get distracted while you're working it out, and it's going around in a circle. So yeah, I'd love to go out every day and just walk and leave the kids to themselves, but unfortunately I've got a role to play. It's frustrating. Any tips for walking the Southwest Coast Path in one hit? Rosie Spencer Russell. I suppose you just got to go for it, haven't you? I mean, I haven't walked it all in one go, so I'm not really the person to say, but I know people do it, and it's not just people who are geared up for it. I actually got a book recommended by a viewer the other day. Someone commented and said, buy the book. It's by the founding member of Mott the Hoople, and he walked the Southwest Coast Path, and he's never walked before. He's never really interested in it, and he decided he's going to walk the entire Southwest Coast Path, and it's his account. So I'm looking forward to reading that. It's arrived, but I haven't read it yet. But I suppose you walk it, if you're experienced enough as a walker, you'll probably find it easier than if you don't walk. But people who don't walk still do it, and it's a challenge. It's going to be hard in places, but just keep going, I suppose, isn't it? And spread out the walks so it's manageable for yourself, I suppose. But apart from that, I have no advice. Just do it, enjoy it, take care. You're lucky. I read that one. I'm planning on hiking up the Trolltunga, Norway eventually. That sounds nice. I'd like to go to Norway. It's expensive out there, though, isn't it? We done our Germany holiday because we was going to go to Norway, and then yeah, it seemed that expensive, the sort of price of everything once you're out there. Germany was a lot cheaper, but we will go there one day. Have I missed anything? No. Andy, 2 solo camps in the Cloud Up 2 so far. I love it, Trevsky. Thanks for the recommendation, Andy. Yeah, it is a great tent. Still my favourite out of all my tents. It's the Cloud Up 2. Really loved how easy it goes up. The Cloud Peak's been good for the one time I took it out, but I tell you, this year I really, really enjoyed the Vic 1. It's a single skin tent, but it's cozy in there. It's not too small. That goes up really well. Another freestanding nature hike tent. And I know that the version I've got is like an older version, and there was an issue with condensation. But I think there is a way that you can set it up with the door open and to reduce condensation. Someone did send me instructions of how to do that before, but I am that organised that I filed it somewhere where I have no idea. I'm disorganised. That was a joke. Hello, Trev. Are you and Nath as funny together? Oh, you and Nath are funny as together with very good info on a lot of gear. Keep up the great work, guys. Peter Letton. Thank you, Peter. We do try. And I suppose I always say our gear's idiot tested. We're not going in for all the spec and we don't know all the details, but we test things out. And if it's any good, we'll say, we've enjoyed this. Or if there's a fault, we'll say we didn't like that. That's how we review things, really. We're not sort of ticking all the boxes as we're going down. We're just as and when we find out things, we sort of discuss it. So, yeah. Thank you, Peter. Appreciate that. God, I've let Mr. Lodi, I think, have I? Good luck to all who entered board games. What's happened? It's moved. Ben Wadsworth. Question. I'm going to do the Coast to Coast challenge. What do you think for a tent lightweight? What do you think for a tent lightweight? Well, there's so many good tents. And they're, like I was saying, the Vic 1 is really light because it's a single skin, but you're enclosed. It's not like a tarp. So that might be a good option. Or the Cloud Up 2 is not that heavy, to be honest, or the Cloud Up 1, but I prefer 2 because you can fit more gear in there. And I don't think there's a lot of difference from a Cloud Up 1 and 2 in weight, but there's more size. I've seen a lot of people comment on my videos saying they've got the Cloud Up 1 and they wish they'd gone for the 2. But yeah, I think the 2 would be a good one. Or the Banshee, or a really budget tent is the one OEX do, the Fox, but you have to put the inner up first. I suppose Vango tents like the Banshee, you can leave it attached together, or then the Lantern is a good one, which is attached together, and you can sort of throw that up once you get the hang of fitting it. So loads of good tents out there, loads of cheap, moderately priced lightweight tents. But yeah, if I was doing like a big walk, I'd want something that I didn't have to put the inner and the outer up separately, I think. Because if you get the inner wet, then you've got to carry it and it's going to be wet, it's going to stink, it's going to get damp and it's going to be cold, and there you go. Hi Trev, more hammock vids in the future, Preacher Bear? Yes, I hope so. I was supposed to do more again last year, never did. Michael Warden Brown, I absolutely love the Cornish Devonshire lingo lessons. Please keep them in the vids. Yeah, when me and Nath are together, we do our mock. We're not mocking. It's just we've both grown up around people who speak real thick accents, and we just do it when we're together. When I'm on my own, not so much. But there's certain people that I hang around with who, as soon as we're together, out comes the accents for certain things and the phrases and the sayings. And me and Nath, obviously, two friends who do that, as you can tell. Jax Kelly, what's your biggest gear purchase regret? Well, don't know really. What have I regretted buying? I don't know. I haven't really regretted anything, I suppose. I don't feel I've, I got a lot of options. There's some stuff I'll use more than others. I got the Van Gogh Soul 100 tent, which was a bit naff, but I wouldn't say I regret buying it, and I still have to test it. And then we've got the one Tigris tent that they sent me, and I absolutely ruined their demonstration video that I made for them, as you all know. But I think there's a video there for me and Nath to go out in those two tents and test them out up on Dartmoor in the winds and see who has the best and the worst night's sleep. Been going through your Southwest Coast Path playlist, keeping me entertained whilst I work from home. Dean Edwards. Oh, it's great, Dean. They're my favourite videos. I love the coast. Something about the coast. So you'll be glad to know that we've done a coast walk, which will come up this month. What's that? Just popped up there. Don't know what that is. This month, this Sunday, sorry, there'll be another Southwest Coast Path video. But yeah, I love walking on the coast, possibly more than Dartmoor, if I'm completely honest. And I love editing those videos. And if I ever watch a video, it will be one of those walks, to be honest. Not that I watch a lot of my own videos. Once they're up, once I've edited them, I've walked them, I've edited them, I'll try and forget and just look forward. But sometimes I'll sit down and I think, I might watch one of my old ones. It'll be a coast video, something about the coast. But they're not the most popular videos that I make. It's camping first, it's gear reviews, then the camping. So, and then coast paths right down there under the hiking, really. But Georgia Fairday, what did you get donned on for Christmas? I've got loads of gear for running, really. She's started running with a group in where we live, in and around where we live. So I bought her some sort of running clothes, some running shoes, head torch for running at night, all bits like that. We don't usually get each other sort of big bits. We sort of focus more on the kids for Christmas and then just get ourselves sort of little bits each. But yeah, I knew she needed stuff, so I thought I'll just get her that. But we get things we want through the year, really. So we always say we're not that bothered about Christmas. We more do something for each other on our birthdays. Leave Christmas for the kids a bit more. Hi, Trev, do you prefer winter or summer camping? Oh, I prefer summer camping. Yeah, winter's a good experience, but it's not like the summer, is it? It's in the summer, like that Pew Tour camp, when I went up there in the middle of the week, and it was that warm. I was just lying out on the rocks till like gone midnight, just looking up at the stars, and still even at that late stage in the day, the glow from the sun was still on the horizon. It's magic, isn't it? Beautiful. But if you want adventure, then it's winter camping, isn't it? What was your most memorable Dartmoor trip? Probably the first time I went out, really. When me and Nath went out and done High Willays and sort of walked from Sawton over to High Willays and Yes Tor and then back again. I think that was the first time I saw Dartmoor. And I think we'd done like 8 miles and I never really walked. But yeah, it just, at the beginning of that day, the first walk, leaving the car park at Sawton and walking onto the moor, just up that hill, I thought I was going to die before I'd even got onto the moor. I was like, what the hell am I doing here? But by the end of the day, I could have just kept going. I really enjoyed it. I felt invigorated. And I think I knew then this is a new part of my life. And I think, yeah, I'll never forget how great I felt having done it, to be honest. And and it's started a whole, it's not just a new hobby, it's just put my life on a different course. It was a real plot twist at that point in my life, you know, to find that, and it's been brilliant. And then now here I am talking to sort of 200 people live on a Friday night. What, never saw that happening. So it's always led off from there, Catherine. So Jenny Barter, out of all your camping gear, what's your favourite bit of kit? Probably my tents. All my tents. Oh, and my new backpack. I'm looking forward to getting out there with my new Osprey backpack at some point. Yeah, and I don't know. I just love it, getting new gear and having to play with stuff. But yeah, I think I'm more proud of me tents. I get a real sort of nerdy enjoyment from tents. Did you get walking gear for Christmas? No. I've sort of put the money aside from Summit or Nothing to buy walking gear, so Donna didn't have to buy me stuff for that. Like I said, we don't buy each other massive gifts anyway, so yeah, anything I want, I'll just get myself. Josh GW, what mountains in Romania? Omu Peak, which is, it's not the highest mountain, but it was the highest one in the Busegi Mountains, or the Busegi Mountains, I think it's pronounced. So yeah, part of the Romanian Carpathians. Steve Walton, hi Trev, did you complete the Southwest Coast Path walk? I haven't completed it yet. I think I've done 5 walks on it this year, so it wasn't a great, or last year, it wasn't a great stretch, but I'm over halfway. I've done all of the North Coast, right down to, from Minehead right down to Lamorna, which is just past St Ives and Land's End. So I've got all the Lizard to do, South Cornwall up to just sort of Plymouth. But I've done most of South Devon now. Got quite a lot of Dorset to do, but getting there. So 2021 is the year I'm going to smash it. And then once I've done it, I might try one day. I'd love to walk it in one hit as well. That'll be an achievement. Take some time off and do that. But like I say, it's probably when the kids are a bit older. And there you go. Unless, I don't know, Countryfile paid me to do it or something like that, you know. But there you go. So I could... I don't think they will really anyway. It's just a joke. Did you get walking mountains, complete the Southwest Coast Path? Mike Outdoors, I think Nature Hike made a mistake with the snow skirts. Well, I suppose the snow skirts, Mike, is for snowy conditions. And it's to stop snow drifting up inside, I suppose. But I wouldn't buy a tent with a snow skirt unless I was sort of alpine camping. I had it on the Star River tent, which was one of the tents that I gave away last year, and it was a flipping nightmare. Just hearing it whipping about all night, rattling, really irritating. And then I saw in that video that he thinks that the condensation issue probably is that there's nowhere for the air to flow underneath, whereas I think my cloud up, I mean, the bathtub bottom comes up higher than the tent is low. So even on a windy, rainy night, I've never had water come in, but there's airflow, isn't there? So yeah, I think the snow skirts are probably there for a purpose, but unless you're camping in those conditions, you don't need them. But that's it can be said about a lot of tents, can't it? I know, like, you can fork out like 800-900 quid, £1,000 for a tent, but if you're only going up Dartmoor, you know, you don't really need like a Hilleberg tent here. It's more alpine camping and things, I think. So it's just working to your means, isn't it? Paying to your means. Kevin Brooks. All right, Jeff. Tom and Joe Vlogs. Which one of your videos have done better than you expected in terms of likes, views, and also do you have a favourite? I think my favourite was the 2019, the summary of 2019. I quite liked how I put that together with the voiceover. It's different to what I usually done. I quite enjoyed that one. It's one of my favourites. But the video that done better than I expected. I mean, I do kit review all the time, but when I done my down sleeping bag review, that's like my second most popular video, which is completely crazy. You know, I wouldn't have thought out of every video that would be the one that's sort of up there. I think it's not up there anymore, but at the time it just went. But now it's my my video is doing really well. That's picked up recently, I've noticed. Life on the Rocks. Evening, Trev and all. Good evening, Dean. How you doing? Mally D's TV in-flight movie Alive. Yeah, I watched when I went to New Zealand. The Aviator was on there, and there's a plane crash in the middle of that, and I was like, oh. Kai Roberts. Winter or summer camping? Yeah. I did answer that earlier. Definitely summer camping. I prefer. Definitely. Woodside Walker. I hate flying. Yeah, I enjoy it when I'm up there. It's really good, and I love traveling. And we are safer. You know, it's one of the safest forms of travel, surprisingly. And I mean, I used to live near Heathrow. I've got family that lived there. I moved when I was a toddler. But when we go and visit them, they're constantly planes in and out. And you just think, how many planes are just coming out of that one airport? And then you think of all the airports all over the world where there's planes constantly in and out, and how often you hear of a plane crash. You know, it's not worth thinking. So you're all right. South Coast Outdoors UK. Favourite funny moment? I don't know. I can't think. There's been so many. It's just one big ball of hilarity over here, isn't it? Ben Wadsworth, winter. You prefer winter? Yeah, I do like, you know, it is exciting, but it's a long time in a tent, isn't it? I prefer being outside when I'm outside rather than being wrapped up in a tent. But Steve Faulkner, Trev, I'm plagued by plantar fasciitis. Have you had any? Oh, that doesn't sound very nice. I don't know what it is. Have you got any injuries that cause you grief on the trail? Just a knee. It's not really an injury, but every now and again my knee really plays up, and sometimes I wear a brace on there and it's fine. It didn't hurt all summer. I went out, you know, even when I done Dartmoor in a day, it didn't play up at all. But I went out on the coast the other day and it was playing up. Just my right knee. Well, actually, it's like if I go up a hill or up steps, it hurts more. And if there's a lot of steps, then that'll play up. But Steve, I hope that whatever that is something that's not going to cause you grief forever, or that. Well, sorry, mate. Sorry to hear that. Famaclar. Who do you think would win in a fight, Nath or Barry from EastEnders? Well, Nath's a pacifist, so probably Barry. Steve Woods, back again. Hi, Steve. I didn't know you'd gone. True North Final Destination. Yeah, it felt a bit like it. Smoggy Walks. Is Donna going to join you for any more walks? Yeah, hopefully. It was going to, again, last year we was going to do lots more walking together. My mum had sort of sorted a room for the kids to stay over, so we was finally going to have our weekends back, you know, or not every weekend, but more weekends. Now that the kids are older, my mum was sort of willing to look after them, and then they haven't been able to see them for the last year, so me and Donna haven't really been able to get out on walks. But yeah, we've got a lot of walks planned for the future. I'd love to do some more of the coast with her. We've discussed sort of going up country and sort of doing some of the Lake District and different places. together, having a weekend away and doing some walking. So yeah, Donna is definitely up for it. And then when we're older and the kids are grown up, we've got a lot of walks abroad that we've always had our eyes on. So yeah, keep watching. Donna will be a bit bigger part of Summit or Nothing as the years go on. Team Valhalla, evening Trev, planes, trains and automobiles. How is Nath's VW doing? Yeah, I don't know. I think he's got to get a new engine. I think he was he said when he bought it for the price that he bought it, he knew that he was probably going to have to get a new engine. And I think now he's had a sort of closer inspection. Yeah, he's going to have to buy a new engine. So apart from that, I haven't really spoke to Nath this week. So hopefully he said he's going to do some videos as he's working on it and then let me have the memory card at some point. So as we get the videos edited, I'll get them out to you. DW, Trev, has Nath ever said anything positive on your adventures? Oh, did you not see the last camping video when it was like a child on Christmas Eve in the morning, waking up all excited? Oh God, you got to come out here, Trevor. Do this. Oh, Nath, I'm just having a lie in a minute, mate. All right, sun rising for an hour. But yeah, he was excited. He had a good night's sleep, and you could tell. So yeah, he does say positive things. It's just a myth that he's so grumpy. It's just his character, isn't it? Would you ever do Scotland Munros? Yes, I would. The FDSE. I love to go up and do some more Scotland. Last year, I was going to go up for like a weekend with Tom from Off the Beaten Pot. We was going to do that, and that never happened. That was one of the plans that was sort of put on the back burner. Would you ever do Scotland? I've read that one. Georgia Fairday. I've flown Romania Airlines. They kick the tyres before takeoff. Yeah. Yeah, I think they do. They do. That's it. That's their checkup. It wasn't actually. It was Ryanair we flew with. But yeah, it wasn't very nice. Andre Garner, Romanian women are stunning as well. And the prices are fantastic out there. You know, we all had a massive slap-up dinner and beers all around. I think it cost us all like 12 quid each. We was in there all night. I definitely really enjoyed Romania, and it helped having a couple of sort of locals who were in our gang there who was showing us around. Oh my God, I've just lost my place here. A lot of questions coming. I'm scrolling back up because I've just nudged my mouse and oh, Daniel Jackson donating. You didn't have to do that, mate. Thank you very much. Wow, there's a lot of questions. I'm still scrolling and I haven't got to where I'm going yet. We're going to be here all night. Jeez, right, here we are. What was I saying? Oh yeah, and we went out to Romania with Den and who I worked with and his brother, and it was good having people who knew the language, could speak the language, knew the area. Just guides really, and Den booked everything. He booked the planes, he booked the Airbnb, sorted everything out. An absolute legend, that chap. He'd do anything for anyone. One of the nicest chaps I've ever met. Well, true, everyone. You know, I know a lot of nice people, but he is just one of those blokes who wouldn't hesitate to help a friend. And yeah, he loved organising that, and hopefully we'll drag him and his brother back over there, and the other guys as well if they're up for it. But Nath as well, I think he missed out really. It's a shame that he wasn't part of Summit or Nothing during that. I think he'd have loved it. Steve Woods, who pinched all of our snow? It wasn't me. We've hardly got any. Max Hogg, hi from Northern Ireland. Woodside Walker, train don't stop Campbell on Wednesdays. I've heard that. DW, Trev, have you seen a Dartmoor pixie? No, but I used to work with a poison dwarf. Let's put it that way. Ryan C. Bonjour, Trev. Hi from the Mendips. Hello, Ryan. Nicola Hobbs, do you believe in any of the Dartmoor legends? Well, of course, Nicola. They're all true, aren't they? Got to be true. Simon Fenson. Hi, Trev from North Wales. Dean Holvey, where is your dream place to camp if money was no issue? I'm not very good at these sort of what-if questions. I don't think far enough ahead. I just sort of live every day as it comes on a whim. Too spontaneous to have answers for that. As Mark will know, who done the podcast, when he kept throwing questions like that at me and then would just hear me stumbling over them for like 10 minutes trying to think of an answer. So, yeah, not very good at questions like that, I'm afraid. How's the weather for you at the moment? It's dry. Steve Lawton. It's dry and it's cold, but it's not snowy. Steve Adams. Howdy from Texas. Howdy, Steve. Thank you for joining us. Andy, tips for a good night's kip whilst camping, please. I think it's being comfortable. You know, last year I was out on the Thermarest Ridge Rest and then like with little thin inflatable mats. And they were just moving all the time and I wasn't that comfortable. Since I've been using the more comfortable gear like the big OEX Prowl, that was really comfortable, a bit heavier and a bit bulkier. And now the UL80 that I've been using, I've slept like a log, you know, and it's got to be down to that, because that when I went out with the Cloud Peak, I was a bit anxious. The weather was coming in and it was like 3 o'clock. The wind was really going to pick up. I think in the video I say it's 60-mile-an-hour winds. It was 60-mile-an-hour gusts, but it was like 40 to 50-mile-an-hour winds with 60 to 65-mile-an-hour gusts from 3 o'clock till about 8, 9 o'clock. So I was really anxious that was coming in, and then fell asleep at about 3 o'clock and woke up at 8. So I just completely slept through it, and I think it's having a comfortable bed to lie on makes all the difference, and being warm in my new sleeping bag as well. So yep. Anthony Rowe, hi. James Moffat. Now then, Trev, how are you, mate? I'm all right, James, thank you. How you doing? Amy Milton. Yo, Trev, you're a legend. I'm not a legend. Do you prefer hiking, camping on your own, or with company? See, I don't mind hiking on my own, to be honest. It's nice having company there, like going out with Nath. But I feel a bit, especially if I'm making a video, I feel a bit more sort of like every time I stop to set up the camera, I feel like I'm being a burden if there's someone else there, where I don't worry about things like that on my own so much. But yeah, I'm happy to go camping with other people, but I'm just as equally happy to do it on my own. I can do it at my own pace. Quite happy to do that. Taking things in or stopping here or there for as long or as little as I like. Chris Benton. Hi, Trev. What bit of kit have you bought lately? Any new torches, burners, etc.? Now, I bought my new shoes, my new trainers that I reviewed the other day. I did buy this. I'll show you this. I've got it next to me. One of my patrons messaged and said, have you gone on Cotswold Outdoors? They got the Zaviros Compact 2 tent by Terra Nova. £44. He says it's got to be an error. So I went on. I was going to buy 2 and give 1 away, but I literally got 1 and then he was out of stock. So, but that was a good deal. I'm looking forward to reviewing that one. But I think now it's back on there again at a reduced 40% off, and I think it's still like 160 quid. So I think they must have made a mistake there somewhere. So someone's neck's probably on the line for that. But what a bargain! Long distance. How about Land's End to John O'Groats? See, I'd love to do something like that as well, but again, it's time. But it's all things I'm looking forward to doing, longer and longer walks as time allows. And you know, if I could if I had enough funds coming in to cover the cost of my absence from work to pay for the family and put in the bills account, you know, then I'd be doing a lot more. But at the moment, it's just sort of keeping itself ticking over. at the moment I'm a bit not in that position, but one day I'd love to. 2 Moores Way is a great walk. Anthony Rowe. Nicola Hobbs, think you should hike to Wolf Creek. Where is Wolf Creek? Is that film? I'm not. Or is it a real place, or is it that horror film? I don't know. The Pretty Outdoors. Hi, Trev. Is there any new gear that you would like to try in 2021? At the moment, not. I just sort of come across things as I look for things, or as people suggest things to me. To be honest, I'm not someone who goes online looking up things. I catch wind of things and then look into stuff. Someone's got to present it to me usually for me to sort of notice. I can't stand going online looking for things. If I'm researching something and I look online, you have to go through so much rubbish to get to what you're looking for. Do you know what I mean? That I don't really enjoy it. So I don't, no, I don't have anything in mind, but hopefully there's going to be lots of new things that I'll be like, that's great. I'm going to try that. So yeah, we'll look out for that, Barry. Georgia Fairday, Trevor Nath would be amazing at the Appalachian Trail. Yeah, perhaps. If we didn't kill each other, maybe the bears would get us. Mike Outdoors, if you could go hiking and camping with anyone alive or from history, who would you like to go with? It's one of those questions again, isn't it? Bill Murray, we've said, I'd just like to spend time with Bill Murray. I hear he's a laugh. Bit eccentric. I don't know, really. I'm not very good at these sort of questions. Sorry, Mike. Andre. Oh, what? Someone else? What's going on here? Someone else donating now. You don't need to donate to me, honestly. If you're going to stick a tenner here, just go and become a patron, because you'll get something back for it. And also on here, I noticed last time that we had sort of a few donations on it, which we appreciate. Thank you very much. But YouTube take a massive cut out of it. So yeah, they get enough for their adverts. You don't need to put money through here, honestly. If you're willing to pay a tenner, go and become a patron for a month and have a look back through all the videos and stuff, exclusive videos, or become a patron for 2 months or 3 months, just for a lesser amount. But yeah, thank you, whoever that was. I can't see. I'll scroll down and it will come up later, I'm sure, but much appreciated. But honestly, you don't need to do this, guys. Well, MSR Trail Shot. It is the Trail Shot, yes. Hi, Trev. Just bought a Sawyer filter yet to try it. How near is Dartmoor to you? It's quite near. If I leave my house, I can be on the moor in sort of within half an hour, 45 minutes. Steve Woods, Risk Low Trail Shot. God, this is how far ahead you guys are. I've just got to your replies when I'm talking about the water filters. It's crazy. I hope you lot have got all the time in the world, because this is going to be got some lot of questions to get through here. Let's have a look. Have you played the board game Pandemic? Yes, I have, before the pandemic. But yeah, it was a good one. Teamwork. I like games where you have to work as a team to beat a cause. I think that's why I like the Lord of the Rings game, because you're all playing and you go through the story and you have to trade the ring around and you move up. There's like the board that you're working across, and then there's like you have Sauron up here and you're down here, and there's like a track where you move towards each other, and if you meet, it's game over. And that is a really difficult game to win, but it's great fun. Have you ever played Atmosphere? Oh, that's the old video DVD game, isn't it? Yeah, I used to love that one as a kid. Luke Holford. Hi, Trev. Any experience with the OEX Valo 7080? No, that's obviously a backpack. I take it. 70 litre. No, I'm not. That's a big backpack. 70 litres, 80 litres. No, I haven't. Squeeze is a much faster. It's weird. I just saw someone go past my back window. Sure, that was weird. Odd. There's no entry in our back garden. You can't get in or out. There's no, unless through the house. So maybe it was a cat or a bird, a hedge chicken or something like that. The squeeze is much faster flow rate. Yeah, I will update my Sawyer, I think. How is Naif's VW coming on? Oh, I answered that one now. Lots of bat 8. Do you think a hammock would give you backache? I haven't been banana shaped all night. I think you can put it so it's not so sort of banana shaped. To me, it was a lot more comfortable than sleeping in a tent. I always wake up all like, seized up in a tent. I don't remember waking up like that in the hammock. It was lovely. Any new tents coming up? I've just showed you that one. So that one. Who was that? I was wondering. When you came out to your family as a wild camper, did they get weirded out by it? Mine will think I'm a nutter. No, they've all been supportive of it. I suppose some people go like, what are you doing up there? And a lot of more my friends than my family. I think my family are really, really behind me and what I'm doing and really proud of how we've made this channel sort of grow. But yeah, my friends think it's strange. I think True North, thanks Trev. I was wondering, Nathan, how is Nathan getting on with the camp van? Yeah, we've done that one. Trev, have you seen a big cat on Dartmoor? DW. No, but I've seen a big cat in North Devon where I used to live. One was like quite near the moors where we lived. Up on the common, my dog had run off. I had a little Staffy, and I saw this cat walking along this grass, and I just thought nothing of it, black cat. But then when my dog got down there, I couldn't even see him in the grass, and I was like, that was a big cat. That was a big cat. You see his back coming out from there. So, and then another time, me and my dad went fishing down at a lake, and there's like a long, windy road all the way down to the lake. And as we was walking down there, a cat pounced out of the hedge, big cat, landed in the road in front of us, and then out. But it's like in one motion, just boing, boing. Yeah, so I was sat sort of looking out all day fishing there. I shitted myself. But so, yeah, seen 2. I don't need to check my phone. Hello, Trev. Hope you're well. We'll talk about hot tents. Hot tent sounds like something swingers would use. Woodside Walker. Kai Roberts. Love the trim. What's that mean? I haven't had a trim. This is my lockdown hair. Is that what you're on about? Smoggy walks. Hutting in the Alps. Really great fun. Yeah. Alan Metalman outdoors. If you ever fancy West Island Way, Trev, and want a walking partner, let me know. Alan, I'll take you up on that. That'd be great. Yeah, it'd be good to spend some more time with you. That was a good weekend up in the Lake District there. If you haven't already checked out Alan Metalman's channel, get over and check him out. Lovely bloke and a beautiful part of the world he lives in. Neil Gerlin, evening, Trev. Love the Summit or Nothing mug the kids bought for Christmas. Oh, wow. Yeah, they're good old mugs, aren't they? So thank you for buying that, Neil. Alan, where's your favourite mountain walk in Snowdonia? I enjoy Tryfan, but I'd love to do more. The thing is, all the mountains I've done in Snowdonia, I've sort of gone up and down. And now I want to start doing circular walks rather than just concentrating on the mountain and taking a range. So I'm looking forward to doing more Snowdonia, more of the Lake District. I've never seen the Peak District. I'd love to get up there. Yorkshire, there's loads of places I'd love to see. So, yeah. James L. was planning on heading to Norway this summer, but not sure if that's going to happen now. Yeah, everything's on hold, isn't it? Just wait, suck it and see, wait and see. Mon H, come to New Zealand. I'd love to go to New Zealand. I've done 6 weeks in New Zealand about 15, maybe 20 years ago now. No, about 15 years ago. 18 perhaps. Now I feel old. But when I was there, obviously I wasn't doing the hiking, and I was looking up at all these mountains, and now I wish I'd gone over there and gone up the mountains to look down from them, you know. So I'd love to get back to New Zealand. Alan Metal Man, I'm planning to do the West Highway in September if you want to join. Up to now, I'm going solo. Steve Woods. True North. West Highway is great. John Lewis, got to love the homeschooling. I'm doing it between 12-hour ambulance shifts. First walk of the year tomorrow. And after this week and COVID, need it. Yeah, I bet it's not been good fun for anyone on the front lines there. Someone else just donated some monies, honestly. Go over to my Patreon page and become a patron, because it's you all get something back out of it. There's a lot more stuff. YouTube don't take a massive cut of it, but you don't have to. You don't have to donate to me, honestly. Nicola Hobbs, how many children have you got? I've got 3 children. The oldest is now 16, which is frightening. The youngest is 6. So yeah, never a dull moment. Christmas was good fun. Our 6-year-old was up till 2:30 in the morning, Christmas Eve, wouldn't go to sleep. Too excited, bless her. Any recommendations for parking on Dartmoor? Mick Storer. Mick, there's parking all over Dartmoor. If you look at the OS maps, there's plenty of parking, sort of lay-by parking, free parking, or you can go into Princetown and pay in the car parks. What you've noticed recently, especially when the snow was up, that everyone's gone to Dartmoor, parked in all the free car parks and all the lay-bys, and all up the side of the road. There's been hundreds of cars. If you go in the car park, which costs you like a couple of quid for an afternoon, they're completely empty. So, yeah, you can park anywhere around them. Plenty of parking. Lawrence Brown, yep, you're lucky to be on site for Dartmoor. I drove 3.5 hours the other week, got there in torrential rain and was warned it was too dangerous, so turned around and drove 3.5 hours back. Yeah, Lawrence, that is the trouble when you live so far away. And I think living so close now, it's just easy to sort of pick when I go, the weather. You know, I can say, oh, it looks rubbish this week. I'll go out next week when it's a lot better. But when me and Nath book a date, usually we're like, it's the only date we've got together that we can do. So that's when we're sort of more likely to get in the bad weather. Stu Outdoors, Trev, you need to read The Salt Path by Raina Wynn. I've read it, Stu. I've got it. Yeah. Yeah, really good book. And there's some bits in there where I was like, bits that I've walked, and it's just interesting seeing it from someone else's perspective, but they're picking up on the same things. True North, Trev, you're a legend for testing the Cloud Peak in those conditions. I got the Cloud Up 2 from watching your test, and now got delivered. The Cloud Up 2 from watching your test, and now got delivered today, the Cloud Peak 2. To be honest, I didn't expect it to be that windy when I went out. I had checked the weather. I knew it was going to be windy, but not as windy as it ended up getting. Although saying that, I was like, High Willets was where I was reading the forecast, and I was on the next ledge over. So it might have been a little bit less windy. I can't imagine it'd be that much difference from sort of less than a mile away. But yeah, it was windier than I expected. So if I'd have known it was going to be that windy, I possibly wouldn't have gone. But I'm glad I went, and it was a good test. Yes, the Salt Path is brilliant. Michaela Watkins. John William. Hi, Trev. What's your favourite tent of all? Yeah, the Cloud Up 2. Like I said, I love that. Life on the Rocks. My next camp, I hope, will be at Linny Fen Fuck. Don't ask me to pronounce Welsh names. In the Brecon Beacons. Do you have any plans to go back and give it another go? Linny Fen Fuck. What, Brecon Beacons? Yeah, I'd go back to there. There's a lot more I want to see around there. We camped at Penny Fan with the lads I went to Romania with. Was that Penny Fan? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Sort of in between Penny Fan and Cribbin. But to try and find a pitch was a nightmare up there. And there was one tent we saw as we passed, and we ended up camping within meters from that one tent. And you have all these miles to camp, and that was the one best place to camp. I felt awful when like 5 of us turned up next to him, but he actually runs the Brecon Beacons Facebook group. Di Powell, I think his name is. If I've pronounced that wrong, I apologise. But really nice chap, and he sort of messaged me in the week, said, "Oh, I've just watched your video. That was me in that tent there, and yeah, you didn't bother us. That's fine." And it was, yeah, nice chap. A lady and her husband got lost their house and business, and then found out he had terminal illness. Stuart Dawes, yeah, that's the he's talking about the Salt Path. It is a great book. Lawrence Brown, Mick Store, there's a visitor centre there and a free car park 100 yards on the other side. Danny Mack, did you see my post, Callum? Chad Stevenson, what sleeping pad is best for summer conditions? Well, I'm looking forward to using my UL80 in the summer. It is really comfortable, and if you're not losing so much heat underneath, I imagine it should be fine for that. But I'd imagine there's a lot sort of other ones out there if you wanted to spend more money, but the UL80 for me was a great little, 50 quid. It's decent, it's comfortable. I have actually bought now a foil foam pad from Decathlon to go underneath it to see if that makes any difference. But saying that, the pad that I had, the Thermarest Ridge Vest underneath, was fine, but this foil pad was like $4.99 on Decathlon, so I thought that seemed a good price. It's not me. Congratulations on the channel growth this year, mate. You can see the work going into it, and it's well deserved. It will only grow faster as time goes by. Yeah, we've had some really good months. June, July especially were fantastic months. I think I had 1,200 subscribers in July alone. I put dots on my calendar. I've got a wall planner, and every time I go over 100 subscribers, I put a dot on. And it used to be usually about 2 dots a month. And then to see like it building up through the year, now, up to like 13 dots within a month. And even now it's sort of 5, 6, 7 dots a month. So it's slowed down again, but yeah, it's been fantastic. So I think, I've benefited from the first lockdown, and yeah, it's great. I hope you still enjoy the content, and I enjoy making it. So it's just good. Keep ploughing on. What's the strangest thing you've seen on Dartmoor? I don't know. DW. I don't know really. I don't think I've seen anything out of the ordinary. I haven't seen the hairy hands or anything, or pixies, I'm afraid. Seeing a fox, when me and Cohen went out, I took my son out for a wild camp, and I was sat cooking his dinner, and I sort of looked up with a torch and with the headlamp on, and it caught these 2 eyes, and they just like glowed, 2 eyes in the distance, and they were looking towards me, but then they started snaking towards me really quickly. That was quite freaky. Thinking, what the heck's this? And then it come over and it stole some food that I'd left over there, and then buggered off. By the time I'd got my camera and that, I missed it really. But yeah, that was creepy. Evening, Trev. Hope you're well. I am, Andy. Thank you. Got to get outdoors. True North. I'm taking the Cloud Up 2 on the coast to coast, hopefully this May. Good on you. Yeah, a decent tent. Not too bad, and you can fit it in your backpack if you want. I always end up sticking it on the outside, but I have had it in a backpack before. What Dartmoor walk with an overnight camp would you recommend for the first Dartmoor experience? Philip Nicholson, sorry. Well, I think the Merivale area is great. There's quite a lot of tours you can sort of explore, and you're relatively close to the car. You shouldn't you should be able to practice your navigation without getting too lost. And if all else fails and you've not done it before, you could be back to your car within the hour. So I definitely recommend that. Brian Morrison, have you ever been caught wild camping somewhere and asked to move on? No, I've only really done 2 stealth camps on the on the coast where I shouldn't have actually been camping there, and I got away with it. So no, not yet. Kai Roberts, hello. Paul Maloney, can you review the Vango Halo Pro 200 so I can blame you if I buy one? Yeah, it's a tent, I take it. Yeah, I'll have a look. Not heard of the Halo Pro. So yeah, there you go. I'll look into that. Not for a minute. My wife's like, Trev, you don't need so many tents. There will be some more giveaways, tent giveaways at some point. It's not me. I love my Vango Helvellyn. It's heavy, but a solid, cheap tent. Survived Storm Dennis on a mountain. Yeah, that's good then. You want to have a bit of faith in your tents, don't you? Daniel Jackson. Hey, Trev. Hey, Daniel. God, I'm going. Got loads to go here. We've still got to do the draw yet. Are you all right? I like my Vango Soul 300. Gives me plenty of space. I've heard that the Vango Soul 200 as well is a vast improvement from the 100. The 100 has got like the fiberglass poles, and they just felt like they were really brittle and could snap. I don't know what the 200 and 300 poles are like, but there was a few things about the 100 that I didn't like, and it was quite small inside and quite saggy above my head, I think, as well. Blimey, he's a tad behind on the messages. Yeah, sorry, you got loads of them here. I'm probably still tad behind. Brian says you're going to love The Man Who Hated Walking by Overend Watts. That's it, ex-Moxer Hoople. It's an hilarious account of his first ever walk of the entire South West Coast Path. What's in your mug? It's tea. I'm just going to start reading these really quickly now because we're at 1 hour and 11 minutes in. Doug Dixon. Hi, Trev. Are you going to be doing a move more hammock camps this year? Ha Baton Point. I hope so. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully. A good while back, Trev did a walk around a town and showed off the place really well. I enjoyed that video. Any more plans for more, Mr. Rainricks? Yeah, that was Exeter, wasn't it? I did actually do 2 walks in one video for the patrons. It's trying to think of an exclusive video for the patrons each month. It's hard work, but that was a good one. Didn't really get a lot of comments on it. I've done some sort of bloopers and sort of unseen compilations on there. And another video that I done on there that I liked was me and Nath done a landscape painting challenge where we challenged each other. Neither of us are painters, never really done it since school, and we both chose a photo and painted it, basically. That was quite good fun to see us completely out of our comfort zones. Anyway, I'm not plugging Patreon again. So Daniel Jackson, £10. You don't need to do that, Daniel. And Daniel is a patron as well, so really, mate, honestly, you do not need to do that. Hans a hoot, -hoot. Wayness, not wrong with Devon Maxon. Anthem. Smoggy Walks. How's the camper van doing? Yeah, it's coming on. He's got some work to do. Hopefully he'll have an update video soon. Tim Gallant, have you thought about your own book of ghost stories? No, but I'm thinking of doing my own sort of Dartmoor Walks book. And begin. The one Tigress tent has to be the regret. Yeah, it's not a regret because I didn't buy it. I got it sent to me, so that's probably their biggest regret, is sending it to me. But now I sort of, after I attempted to put it up without reading instructions, that was the biggest flaw of it, that it wasn't, they didn't have any instructions. They just assume that everyone who puts it up is going to go online, you know, and I think that's something you shouldn't do with any product. And then also you have to put the poles upside down. That's not mentioned anywhere. And then it's not ready. It's not ready to go up. You have to put all the guy lines on. And that's another point that, you know, I hope One Tigress take all that into account for my review rather than thinking this bloke's ruined it. But I will go out. Now I know how it all goes up. I will go out and give it a test. That will happen. How is Naif's dog doing, Nicola Hobbs? He's getting on all right. He's had an operation, took off a lump, and Naif says he's like a puppy after that. But he must be like 13, 14 years old now, so he's getting on. It's sad. Rosie Spencer Russell, have you ever wild camped where it's not technically allowed? Only on the Southwest Coast Path, a couple of places. Got away with it. Trev, what's your take on the Van Gogh Pro 200? The Van Gogh Pro 200. Is that the Banshee Pro? I don't know. I've not seen it. My Banshee's a really old one. It's only got the one door, but I will like to have a look at the Banshee Pro at some point, if that's the one you're on about, and see how it compares to my tent. Michael Warden Brown, I live in Lancaster and can see the Lake District across Morecambe Bay. Because of the lockdown, I can't cross the country border and go over to them to walk. It's so frustrating. Yeah, I bet that is. Frustrating, but we'll get through it. One day we'll look back on this. We'll go, do you remember COVID? Oh, God. Can't believe it, can you? It's just like the plot of a movie, isn't it? What's the worst weather conditions you've ever camped in? Wet and windy. Several times. How is Nath getting on with Betsy? Yeah, I've answered that. Enough now, I think. Have you been watching Julia Bradbury's Coast Walks? No, I've not watched a lot of telly. I've heard it's on, but I can't get a dead leg. I'm sucking my own leg. I'm going to open up a cider. It's only a Woodgate dark fruit cider. It's a bit like squash. I don't really drink ciders, but I've drunk all my beers from Christmas. Paul David Mowry, I have heard that it's on. I haven't watched any. Maybe I should have a catch up. Life on the Rocks, are you aware of the troubles Lone Wolf has had with one tigress, and how do you find dealing with them? No, I don't know. Who's Lone Wolf? Is that a tent manufacturer or is that a YouTuber? Or I don't know, but and how do I find dealing with, if you're asking how I find dealing with one tigress, it was all right. They just messaged and said, would you be interested in reviewing a tent? I said yes. Never heard anything for months, and one day clearing out my emails and I saw that one and I thought, I'll push them. So I said, yeah, you up for sending me this tent? And then they said, oh, we're so sorry, we'll send you a stove as well. And I really like the Evil Eye wood stove. But yeah, obviously ruined the tent. Any plans to hike abroad this year? Well, October, hopefully, Daniel, I should be doing the Himalayas. So yeah, I mean, that's all. I've done all my fundraising for that. I will raise some more funds a bit further down the line as well. But yeah, that's supposed to be on the cards. Other than that, I'm not making any plans until we know we can move on, because just at that point at the moment where plans are just getting ruined left, right and centre, I'm just sort of not bothering at the moment. I'm planning to walk the entire Southwest Coast Path 711 Honved. Planning to walk the entire coast path in May. Should I buy a water filter or can I buy water easily en route? I think it always pays to have a water filter and some purification tablets as well. See, after Nath got poisoned by his MSR trail shot, the reactor, I said, that's his old stove. But yeah, the trail shot, I've always carried tablets as well, and I sort of filter water and then put a tablet in it as well, so double up my water filtration. How's lockdown 3 treating you? We try not to mention the lockdown, but I've been busy with the kids. It's not the same as the summer, is it? We had that lovely glorious weather, but yeah, it's hard. It must be hard if you are stuck in with nothing to do, but I'm just too busy, to be honest. I haven't really had time to think about it. What's the strangest thing you've seen on Dartmoor, excluding Nath? Yeah, again, DW, you've answered that one, haven't I? Expedition hiker, hard map or navigation app? Well, I always take a map, but to be honest, I'm terrible for taking a map and using View Ranger when I should use a map. I need to do more navigation training. So maybe 2021 I'll get out and try and navigate. The last time I did, I done it in the mist, and yeah, I almost got lost and ended up resorting to the View Ranger. But yeah, I shouldn't be so reliant on technology. It's something I always say, but I'm terrible for it. Have you ever done anything northwest coast of Scotland? No. Have you completed Dartmoor 365 yet? Nope. Hello from Washington State. No SI. Hello. Kai Roberts. Have you ever been caught in a bad storm? If so, what was it like? Well, the last one I slept through, I don't know if you class it as a storm, but it was blustery. Like I say, it was like 40 to 45 mile an hour winds and 65 mile an hour gusts. The time me and Tom went out was probably the hairiest, and our tents were getting flattened. But yeah, we just packed up, but we're still in good spirits. And I don't know, we were sort of expecting it. So we sort of done a circular walk, and we was a third away from the car. So we wasn't like in the middle of nowhere. So we knew that if it all else failed, we were close to the car. What size backpack do you recommend for a wild camp? Yeah, that's Dave Kirkwood. I always fill loads. I mean, that's what I've used a 50 litre last time for a winter camp as well. Was that last time or the time before? But usually I'm 65 litres. So that's why when I bought the Osprey, well, I didn't have a lot of choice. That was the offer was only on that size, but that's the sort of size my Van Gogh bag is anyway. So, but a lot of people can go out winter camping with like a day pack with all their kit in it, you know. Put me to shame, really. But at the moment, I'm sort of 65 litres. Ryan C. Hi, Trev. What exactly is the Dartmoor 365? It's basically the Dartmoor broken down into 365 square miles, and it's a map, like with a grid, and you just go on there, crossing them off. There's a book by a chap called John Haywood, and he wrote the book of Dartmoor 365, and then on every square there's something to look out for, or a bit of writing or a bit of drawing he's done. But I don't really follow the book. I follow the map, cross off the map when I've really trodden in that square. But a lot of the stuff that he looks for is like fauna, and I'm terrible for things like that. Not really interested. I just like walking and looking at the views. But Fred T. Minky, do you have a method for drying clothes in the colder months? No, I haven't done any long distance walks with camps. If I go out, I tend to just come home. You know, everything's sort of been overnight. And then when I get up in the morning, I'm just like, I'm going home. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't really, when we start doing longer walks with camps in between like 5 or 6, 7 days, then I'll start looking into sort of things like that. Do you take clean pants for each day when camping, Nicola Hobbs? Well, like I say, overnight I'm camping. Usually I'm back home by like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, midday at the latest. So I just don't bother really, and I just hop straight in the shower. But if I was camping for longer, yeah, I would change my pants. What a lovely thought. Horseman, have you ever had a Tommy in the tent? What? A British soldier from World War One? Or a Tommy Tit? Not in the tent. Or a Tommy Tank? Ah, I get you now, yeah. Lowering the tone. Paul Cook. Hello, Trev. How's the new shoes? Have you spirited in them? I think you mean sprinted, don't you? Not yet, no. Well, did I sprint? I have worn them out, but only taking the kids out for a little bit of a walk. I almost knocked my beer all over my laptop then. Actually, yesterday I wore them and I walked through some grass and I thought, hello, it feels like my foot's wet. But when I got home, it wasn't wet. I think it must have just been cold, the coldness of like the frosty grass coming through. But I thought, hang on, these are leaking, but I'm not that sure, so we'll have to see. Tell us about the music choices on your videos, the FDSE. Well, I just downloaded a selection of music over the years from the YouTube studio audio library, and just sometimes I'll go out hiking and as I'm walking, I'll have one of the tunes in my head, and I think, so then when I come to edit as well, and I'm putting it together, I can sort of see the pace of the footage, and like with the wild camping, the atmosphere, you know, if it's dark and things are going wrong, and I'm like, that music goes there, you know, I can picture the music, the type of music I want. I have everything categorized in folders, so it's like upbeat music, atmospheric music, and just try and sort it out like that. Paul Hully. Hi Trev, just bought the Lantern 1 for the spring, only weighs 860 grams. It's impressive, isn't it? I do want to try the Lantern 1. Just bought Nathan Lantern 2. That was his Christmas present from the patrons. So, and that was the 4-season one, but I think I'd like to try the Lantern 1 at some point. Doug Dixon, do you have any other hobbies now or before hiking or camping? I used to do a lot of writing. I haven't done a lot. I've got hundreds and hundreds of half-finished scripts and novels, and I used to have a massive sort of like loads of ideas always, and I was never very organised, and I was all over the place. And I used to make films, comedy videos, me and my mates, and that's sort of why I done this, really, because the films had all dried up and I was really at a lull because I wanted to edit. I love editing. So when I started camping, hiking, I started taking the camcorder out, and I thought, I'm going to upload this to YouTube, and then it all picked up. So this has just taken over. But yeah, writing, filming is sort of my hobbies, and watching films. I love films. I used to have a film review channel as well. I love film reviews. I'd love to go back to that as well, because that is my passion, is films, more so than this. You know, that's why if I'm on YouTube watching videos, I don't watch camping and wild camping videos. I watch film videos, film reviews, or sort of special features behind the scenes of films and things like that. Davina Kane, evening, just back from walking the dog, Special. Wouldn't we all kill for a Hilleberg tent though? Tom and Joe vlogs, cheers for answering. John Pilling, what beer do you like when camping? I don't take any beers camping, John. I'm not a massive beer drinker. If I'm home, usually drinking around the house, it'd be spirits like a rum and coke or gin and tonic. I used to take a hip flask with rum in it, but I don't even take that anymore. I'm not that bothered about drinking, to be honest. Hansa Hoot books, Touching the Void. Yeah, I've got Touching the Void. I'll get a selection of my books in a minute. Let's have a look. Right, they're only here. Oh, my knees are gone. There's Touching the Void. Joe Simpson, that's great, and the film of that is really great as well, isn't it? And then The Death Zone. This is one of my favourite books, all about Everest. But it's the chap Matt Dickinson, who wrote it. It was a TV producer for ITV, and Brian Blessed approached him and said, "Would you film me as I attempt Everest?" I think it was his third attempt, and he's like, "Yeah, I can do that." Bearing in mind, he's never really gone up a mountain. He said the only time he'd been up a mountain was Snowdon, and he didn't even get to the top. And it's all about his take on Everest, and it's frightening. It's the same year that the Everest disaster took place, that they made the film on. It's that same year. So as he's going up, there's news of all these people lost and died, and it's really frightening. But he it's not romantic. When you read most books, it's all about the romanticism of the mountains, and it's written from an adventurer's point of view, whereas he's just a normal bloke and he's completely out of his element. And it was just a real eye-opener book, painted a real dark picture of Everest. But I won't ruin it for you, but it's just a great book. And that was Death Zone by Matt Dickinson. And then another year, Dark Summit, all about Everest, the extraordinary true story of Everest's most controversial season. Now, this year that this was based, I think it was 2006. More people died this year than they did in the year or in any year previous, I think. But the conditions were perfect, and it's all to do with how overpopulated it's become, really. And then The White Spider is a great one, all about the north face of the Eiger. And it tells all the different stories of people trying to achieve climbing the north face. And then the person who's written the book was part of the team who finally did climb it. What do you think about decathlon tents? I think I'd like to try one. I do love decathlon. I think it's a lot cheaper than Go Outdoors, and I've bought a few things from them. Only a very few things. The hiking trousers I've got really, really comfortable. And I just today bought a new down jacket from them, but actually it's a little bit tight around the belly. Same size that I always buy, large, but I haven't grown that much because my old large isn't tight around the belly, so I think it's quite a small size. Europeans must be smaller than us Brits. Tom and Joe, nice vlog, nice cup that. Kirklist Light Railway, do you have a room just for all your gear? I don't have a room. I have a shelf. I have a big utility room, and I have one area of that with like shelving for all my gear. I've actually just done a video of that. You saw the backpack video. That was part of a video of me sort of looking through that shelf, but I think that's going to be another Patreon exclusive video, I'm afraid, because else I've got nothing to give them exclusive. Have you tried the Nature Hike Mongar? I haven't, no, but it looks very similar to the Star River. Woodside Walk, Stretch. Another Southwest Coast Path question. The best part that stood out area-wise, Sennen, sort of all around that area from Sennen Cove, St Ives, round to Sennen to Land's End, and round to Lamorna. That was a lovely, beautiful area, and some of that was really remote as well. So yeah, that was good along there. So you say tents are your favourite bits of kit. So what's the best pegs? As lots seem to be supplied with round bits of wire. Yeah, I don't like those wiry ones. I've got quite a few sort of Nature Hike pegs, and I think they're good little pegs. They're like obviously a Y. If you look down it, they're like a Y shape, but they spiral as well. They've been quite good. Where's Nath tonight? Nath's at his house, DW. I did message to say if he was free, he can come on and chat. We did try setting up a sort of a double screen vlog live stream, but his internet is that bad that it doesn't like sharing. So yeah. Expedition hiker, is it a heel injury that can drag out for? Oh, it's a heel injury that can drag out for years or months. Oh, sorry to hear that, mate. So yeah, hiker's knee, severe pain in the foot. Neil Gerlin, Nicola Hobbs, do some more videos with Don. I will do. Trevor, how near are you to Dartmoor? Yeah, a mile or two, not very far. Preacher Bear, you need to massage in between your toes and sole of your foot. Can be reversed with massage. Look it up. Nigel Rogers. Oh, that was advice for your pain there, wasn't it? So Preacher Bear saying it can be reversed with massage. Today I've mostly been hammering pegs. Timoy tickets. How is the camper van coming along? Yeah, I've answered that. Lewis, you can get support socks. Right, this is how far behind I am, isn't it? I thought I'd only do this for an hour and a half, and I'm still going, and I'm not even at the bottom of your questions here. I know where you're coming from with the hoop bivvy. I felt the same. till I tried. Now it's my favourite way to camp. Are you glad you moved? Yes, I am. Yeah. Hope you're all well and love the channel when you contact. Would you want to do something in a day if you can camp out more and spread it? Would you want to do something in a day if you can camp out more and spread it over a few days? More time, more enjoyment. Yeah, if I have more time, I'd like to do sort of longer stuff and that. Stretch, massage for planter. Doug Dixon, summer equals bug bites, winter equals no daylight. I like late spring. Yeah, spring is a good time. Whoa, everything's just shot on again. I'm right at the end again. Chris Benton, that's you donating money. You don't need to do that. He's another patron. I don't know why you're all throwing money at me. Crazy. And Steve Faulkner, keep up the good work, guys. Quote, Trev, Nath, have you watched Brokeback Mountain? Funniest thing I've heard all year. Right, I'm scrolling back up. Shall I do this draw? So anyone who's sort of being patiently waiting for this draw can opt out if they don't want to hear me ramble on anymore. Because I'm sure a lot of you are only here for the prize draw. So let's get on to that. Right, so I've got the page set up on here, the comment picker. I've put the video URL in there. Down here I've ticked filter comments based on a specific text, and I've written, I want that bag. Can you all see that? It's in there. It's in this bit here. So now I go down here and start raffle and pick a random winner. Pressing start. Oh, I've got to click get YouTube comments first. It's getting all the comments. All right. 315 comments count for this. Pressing start, and it's going through all the names. Who have we got here? David Lemarinal. I want that bag. David Lemarinel. David Lemarinel. Dave, you've won, mate. You've won. Unless you're not in the UK. That's something I didn't say in the video, but I did put it in the description. It's UK residents only. It wasn't until I was uploading the video and I was like, oh, did I say that in there? I can't remember if I said that in there, but it was too late. So, yeah, David, you've won the bag. Message me, info@summitornothing.co.uk, and we will set that up. We will get that out to you. So, well done. Well done, everyone, for taking part. Sure, I see numbers dropping away now, but there you go. The bag gone. Right, let me scroll back up. Where are we? Where are we? Hammering pegs. Burning calves, more about that. Of the 3 peaks, which was great viewing, was there a favourite and why? All the best. Love the channel. Colin Young. I think Snowdon was my favourite for the views. It was the hardest because I hadn't really had any practice. We had those massive packs on. Ben Nevis was the easiest because we didn't have those massive packs on, and I'd been walking so much of the Southwest Coast path that my stamina was like great. But I think for views and for the first time ever going up a mountain, I think Snowdon was my favourite. Some of the views going up the Lake District were amazing as well. But once we was up there, it was quite stony and bleak. It wasn't the best summit. But yeah, beautiful area. So yeah, I love them all for different things. Steve, what was your first tent? My first tent was the Van Gogh Banshee. Colin Young, hi mate, of the 3 peaks. Oh, I've done that. Cheers, stretch. I've never heard of deep calf massaging. Expedition hiker, I had planned. All right. Kevin Cleary, have you considered a walk around the circumference of Dartmoor? As you know, it's packed with little paths and trails. Yeah, that's another one I've sort of looked at maybe doing. There's a few walks across Dartmoor, like from side to side I might do as well. I was going to do that as training from my north to south, but I never got round to it. Pardon me. Have you ever been attacked by cows? No. Touch wood. Horseman. I haven't. But yeah, it's a bit of a worry. They've been notorious for it this year, apparently. You putting up the tent on the last YouTube video was the highlight of my year. Chris and Rachel Brunn and a Brunn to be. Well done, and congratulations on your Brunn to be. What's your day job? Windows. Exciting, isn't it? Hate it. Kevin Cleary, ever had any problems with the wildlife? Mad cows, psycho, sheep, ticks? Not so far. I hope I haven't had any ticks. I haven't discovered any ticks, but I always think, I wonder if I've had them and I haven't found them. How do I donate here now? Georgia Fairday. Yeah, don't donate, Georgia. I hope that wasn't you that's donated earlier. Like I say, if you're up for putting money towards the Summit or Nothing channel, then go in the description of any of my videos, you can go in there, find the Patreon page, and it's great. You know, you get things back for your money. I'm trying to make it worth your while being there, so I don't like the thought of people just giving me stuff. I like to make it worth your while. So yeah, if you wanted to check that out, Georgia, by all means. Miguel, hi Trev, salutes from Texas. I enjoy your videos. Bought the Nature Cloud up to Titan. I like it a lot. Found a little thing. How do you like tunnel access against side access? Yeah, I think it would be a better tent with a side access. I do like the side access. I did like that in the Star River, having both doors open and being able to look out either side. But it's not that. It's, you know, I'm not used to entering from the front of a tent that until I tried the sides, that it's not too bad. And then even if I got a side entrance tent, like the Cloud Peak when I went out in that the other day, I only used one door anyway. So you just sort of put things one side, don't you? Steve Faulkner, what do you put your popularity down to? Personally, I think it's because you're both down to earth and swear a lot. Probably, yeah, our mistakes we make. I hope it's because we're not trying to be pretentious. And maybe that's why we stand out, because people always say we're a breath of fresh air because we're not trying to be like professionals. We don't profess to be professionals. And yeah, we make mistakes. I think that's why people like it. Hayden Groves, hello from South Island, New Zealand. Hello, Hayden. Alex Small, hi Trev, another bloke in Devon. Hello, Alex. We need some snow, stuck indoors anyway. Yeah, I do love snow. That's why I think now's the time to snow us all in, isn't it? Well, we can't go anywhere, and then no one can go anywhere. All corners of the globe are in here. Yeah, it's been good in here, Danny, isn't it? Danny Mac. Stu Outdoors did a nice little walk today with the missus. Ramehead to Corsand. Got on the path, past Green Adels Grotto, and then back to Ramehead, then drove home to Freethy. That sounds nice. That's a nice area, that Ramehead. That's sort of where we were the other day. Robert Ashby. Soft-bane insoles are good for plantar fasciitis. Stretch, I've slept in that grotto. Stu Outdoors. Hayden Groves. Funny seeing all the UK people I follow on YouTube or Facebook as your winter starts. Funny seeing all the UK people I follow on YouTube as your winter starts or has already started. Middle of summer here in New Zealand. Yeah, I bet that is odd. You're out there. And now you won't hardly see any, I shouldn't think. Plans this weekend? I probably won't go out this weekend because I think everyone will go out and it'll be busy everywhere. I'm hoping to go out sort of next week some point. Doug Dixon, does living so close to Dartmoor stop you from travelling and exploring more places? It doesn't. I mean, I lived here through 2019 and I hardly done any Dartmoor. I'd done sort of a month of intense Dartmoor when I first moved here, and then I thought, well, I've done enough Dartmoor now. I'm going to go to the Brecon Beacons and the Lake District. I went to Snowdonia, I went to Romania. It's just the COVID thing has kept me close to Dartmoor, so I'd like to be able to next year do more of everywhere. I'm a bit bored of Dartmoor. I'm not bored, but it's frustrating trying to find a new walk and keep it interesting for the channel. Stretch, 2-point boy here at heart. Spent many a time in that area. Keep up the fitness. Last lockdown, I let my fitness slip. Stew outdoors. I think I'm letting my fitness slip this time, Stu, so I know what you're on about. Woodside Walker, I was going to have a Zephyros too. Yeah, interesting looking tent for the price as well. It's good. Oh, cool, Stretch. Where are you two now? Cornish Wild Campus, Stretch. No. That's your conversation. Andy Vowden, what were your previous Himalaya plans, Trev? Well, they're the same plans. It's been postponed. I can't remember the details of it. We're going there for like 2 weeks. A week we're doing helping in a hostel and like helping sort of build it and doing some volunteer work. And then a week we're trekking across the around, doing like a big circular walk in the Himalayas. So plenty to do there. Small world. Ray Brown, best backpacking tent in your opinion, under 100 quid, where the inner isn't exposed to rain when pitching. Under 100 quid, I can't think which ones do the inner and outer stitched together for under 100. I mean, you can go for like a Banshee or something for just over 100, but I don't really know for under 100. Down under, real place, Wolf Creek. Oh, this is the Wolf Creek bit. Flipping heck. Only just got here. I have a Zeviros too. Stuart does let me know. BP, love your channel. Noble, may see you on the trail one day, buddy. Thank you. Have you played Cragmortha? Good laugh. Alex Small. Never heard of it. No. Have you seen The Beast of Dartmoor? No, I've discussed that one. Love the videos, Trev, both comedy value and as I'm just gathering equipment to start wild camping when lockdown finishes, I enjoy reviews of the cheaper equipment. As more my budget. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I was a budget camper. My Osprey bag is sort of the most expensive thing I own. And it was only because it was so cheap. It's like 50, 60 quid off to what I usually see. Might have been a pixie in your back garden. Yeah, nothing happened to that, so hopefully it's fine. Pixies at your back window. Lee Price just bought 3FUL Floating Cloud 2. Can't wait for it to turn up from AliExpress. Nearly 2 weeks since ordered. Hoping I don't have to wait much longer. I have not tried that tent, Lee. But AliExpress, I think when I ordered the Lansion, it took a good couple of months to turn up, but sometimes stuff turn up in weeks and sometimes it's months, so you're probably not going anywhere for a while anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it. Forget about it, and then it's a nice surprise when it turns up. Trev and Alan Wild West Highways Way video would be the best thing on YouTube. Oh, cheers, guys. I liked Alan Man video in this island where he filmed a ghost on camera. Ooh, I haven't seen that one, I don't think. Treffin used to be my favourite. Great, Chris. Right, crack open the cider, Trev. Looks like we're in for a long night with all these questions. Lol. It does, doesn't it? I can't believe how many there are. John Lewis, got the kids to bed, go to bed. Got to do the kids' bedtime yet. What video editing software do you use, Trev? I use Sony Vegas. So it's not Sony anymore. It's I can't think who it is, but Vegas. It's one I do film weddings with another chap, and he films them. I'm his sort of second cameraman, and he's got Vegas, and he said, "Look, I'm allowed to have this on 2 computers, so let me give you the other one." So I've got, it's legitimate, it's not illegally downloaded, it's great. It's a good bit of kit. What's your most indispensable bit of quick kit you've bought for under a tenner? My compass. A cheap compass. It's not not too bad. The first compass I bought was like $2.99, and it got a bubble in it within a year. The second compass I bought was $18.99, and that got a bubble in it within a month or two. So the next compass I bought was, I think, $7.99, and it's been fine. So you never know what you're going to get, do you? What do you think about the Thermarest Neo Air X Lite? I don't know what. I've never tried it, but Nath seems to rate it. Waynus, another thumbs up for the UL80. Superb bit of kit for £44. The X Firm is better. Danny Mack. Gary 87. What's the worst thing about wild camping in England? Probably the weather. 300 poles are quite good. Let's go back to the Van Gogh Soul. Jamie Marks, evening from East Devon. Good choice with a cider, ale in hand here in front of the fire. Stephen Mole, have you been out in a tent when a thunderstorm is on? And is it wise to risk leaving in open air or stay in a tent as safer? Yeah, I don't know. I think if it was thunder and lightning outside, I'd probably just shit myself and curl up in a ball in the tent. But I haven't actually been out when it's been thunder and lightning. Well, actually, when me and Nath done Snowdon, we camped in a campsite and there was massive thunderstorms that night. But then we was down, we wasn't up. So I think if you was up on the top of a tor and it's thunder and lightning, you wouldn't really want to be up there, would you? I think you just got to sit it out and hope you don't get struck. Is the Cloud Up 2 good for 4-season camping? It's not a 4-season tent, but I've used it through the winter. I think as long as you're warm, you've got enough layers inside, you should be fine. You can soon do some sit-ups in there and it warms the tent up. I've never been sort of too cold in the Cloud Up, but then I wear thermals. You have a good winter sleeping bag, so I think you can use it for 4-season. The X Firm is not better, but different. Outdoor Active is better version of View Ranger, same company, I believe. I've not heard of Outdoor Active. I'll have a look. I mean, View Ranger is easy for me, and I can plot the routes on the computer, send them over, and they're fine. Mad76. Hello, Mads. Nice to see you. Nice to see so many friendly faces on here tonight. Hello, everyone, and great viewing numbers, Trev. Sorry I can't stick around tonight. Have fun. Stay rad. Oh, he's probably gone. Hi, I'm thinking to invest in Nature Hike Vic tent. Do you think it's better to buy the 2-person version for more room and comfort? Hacken Taran. See, I didn't find the one. I prefer a 2-man tent, but with the Vic one, it was one I actually quite enjoyed sleeping in it, and I sort of used my backpack to sleep against. But if you want more room, then yeah, buy the 200, I suppose. And they do a 2-man tent now, don't they? The Vic 2, I think. I don't think they did before, but I think now you can get one. Michael Warden Brown. It's so good to see Nath back. On the Nath wild camping videos, you guys look like you had so much fun. Is Nath going to be more involved once lockdown is lifting? And will Nath be doing more gear reviews? Michael. Yeah, I reckon he will be more involved, and he will do more kit reviews as and when he gets kit. I'm hoping that he's going to do the Lantern review that we've given in the new 4-season Lantern, so hopefully he'll review that at some point. But yeah, it's good having him back. We're looking forward to getting out a lot more, and obviously when he's got his camper van, that'll be more adventures. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be, the future's looking bright. Ryan C, have you come across adders or ticks on Dartmoor? Yes, not on Dartmoor. I've seen adders on the Southwest Coast Path. I was walking, and it's about sort of 2.5 years into Summit or Nothing, and I thought, all this walking I've done, and I've never seen an adder. And then within half an hour, I almost trod on an adder, and then 20 minutes later, I saw another one. That was the only times I've seen them. I haven't seen any since, and I hadn't seen any before. Right, there's everyone now asking for that bag. Yeah, I got round to the bag, and we lost about 50 people. So well done for everyone else who's stayed. True fans. He's left before us. I want that bag. Don sends G&T. Oh, I've lost everything again. Keeps every now and again it pops right back down to the bottom. Hayes Outdoors Raid. What's that mean? All right, that's the bags. Sorry about this. I'm scrolling and trying to find things. You can stop now, Trev. You've answered my question. 65 litre. It is. Peter O. E to kiss me. I wanted that bag. I want that bag. Congrats, David. All right, we're down to there now. So we've had the winner. Trev, chill. People are not here for a backpack. Fuck off, Pira. Yeah, I think last time I done a live stream, Pira, Oera, whatever, sort of was becoming a bit of a nuisance. Come on, mate, calm down. Well done, Dave. Brian Morrison, we always see you carrying trekking poles on your pack, but you hardly ever use them. Why? Just in case I need them. I do carry them, and I just think if my knees go, they're there. But to be honest, I have my tripod in my hand, so it's inconvenient. It's more convenient for filming if I have my tripod in my hand than if I have my hiking poles. With my new backpack, I'll be able to attach my hiking poles to my arm there. But sometimes if I use my tripod, I extend the legs and use that as a bit of a walking aid. But it's always handy to take the poles, I think. Could be worse. Day job insurance complaint, so I bet that's a lovely job. How are you getting on with the Leviathan 900? Well, I've been out a couple of times in that South Coast Outdoors, that was, and yeah, it was quite good. Yeah, it was warm enough, toasty. Not really been out in real winter yet, but Shropshire lad, I see China has run out of cloud peaks, and I reckon it's entirely your fault. Yeah, whatever. They done this last year, and I tried getting one when it was sort of in between stock, and they was extortionate amounts on Amazon. Everyone's selling them on, I think. So I just waited, and they come back about. But yeah, I might have had something to do with it. I doubt it though. But Trevor and Nath aren't in it for the free gear like some. Cough, Messner cough. Come on now. We are. We just don't get enough. No, every now and again someone will offer us stuff, but it's like the amount of stuff we get offered and the amount of stuff we actually take on are two different levels. There's stuff we turn away because it just looks crap or it's irrelevant to the channel. The amount of relevant stuff we get asked to review is amazing, really. And you think, they go, oh, we love your YouTube video. Would you like to review this sort of briefcase or suitcase? And you're like, well, no. What else have we had? Really strange things. And then some people will ask us to review something, but they'll say you have to give us a 5-star review, and we're like, no, not interested. You know, we'll only review, be an honest review, as one tigress found out, which I still feel guilty about. We like you both for being normal and daft. When are you going back to Romania? Glorious hike. One day. Yeah, we'd love to go. It's quite cheap, but another thing we've got to just see how many airlines get through this, I suppose, isn't it? But, what's your opinion about doing the West Highland Way for the first wild camping experience? Well, Kenneth Carter, that was, I'd always say get some experience before you do these bigger things, especially if you're doing it on your own. If you're doing it with groups of people, and maybe, but I mean, I don't have enough experience with the West Highland Way, so I can't really comment. But with anything like that, it's best to be safe, isn't it? Your Euro hike does tents out of first, under 100 quid. OEX Fox James L is under 100 quid. It is, but you have to put the inner up first and then the outer, and I think that's what the chap was on about, wasn't it? Hi Trev, have you used the Lantern Pro? No, I haven't, I'm afraid. Callum McDonald. I'm doing the West Highland Way this summer and looking for possibly reducing the weight of my tent. I see a lot of people use them up in and around Scotland, so you could. There's plenty of reviews on there. I probably wouldn't trust my sort of skills putting it up up in Scotland, if I'm honest. But I've seen other people who've done it and it's stood up to it. Begin. Signed up today for a 26-mile hike from Macmillan in July. Hope it goes ahead, as I'm really excited to do it. Yeah, I done the Mighty Hike, Macmillan Mighty Hike, and really enjoyed it. And that was along the southwest coast path as well. So it was like part of the path that I had to do. So I thought it made good sense to sort of do what I was doing and make some money for charity at the same time. Kite Peak 2 took months to arrive. Andy Bully just got my Van Gogh Orion. Not had a chance to get it up, but Pewtor screaming for me. Yeah. Free play. Hi Trev. How did the Nature Hike Cloud Peak stand up after the night of wind? Yeah, it was fine. You know, it was taking it down was the scariest part of that. Gone back down to the bottom again here now. Not that many though. I'm catching up, so we're getting there. So I'm sinking. Should we come down here? Hi Trev, how did that's where I was. If you ever did the West Highland Way, maybe you and Nath can do the Atlantic Way on the west side of Ireland. I'd love to go to Ireland as well. Me and Nath, before he left the first time, we was on about doing Ireland and doing because we'd done the highest mountains in England, Wales and Scotland, and we said maybe we should do Ireland and Northern Ireland as well. So, and then he left, but now he's back, so maybe that's something we'll discuss. But yeah, I'd love to see Ireland. It looks beautiful out there. Not really, but free stuff is always good. Yes. Steve Faulkner, need to go to bed now. Great evening chatting. Thanks, Trev. And the Summit Nothing subscribers. Cheers, Steve. Which video was it that you saw adders? It was on the Southwest Coast Path. It was it Sandymouth? It was between, I don't think it was Sandymouth. Was it Sand? No, it was Welcome. I don't think that's what it's called, but it was between Welcome and Heartland. So you could look up Heartland and you might see the adders in there. If I haven't won the bag, can I have a new tent? Yeah. If you enter a tent competition, Michael, yes. When are you out? Tom and Joe vlogs. When are you next looking to get back to the mountains? Well, hopefully this year, once travelling's all sort of safe again and we can start mixing again. I'll do it then, but I haven't really fancied travelling much this year and having to stop in a service station where people from all over the country all in one place. You know, that's what's put me off really. So I've just stayed tight. Well, mate, just wondering, it's Carlisle, how you go about food storage on a trail. Would you recommend bear-proof canister or food bag to hang in a tree in the UK? It's just overkill over here. I don't think we're not going to have any bears attack us or try and. That's why they have it. You hang it away from you, don't you? So the bears will go for the food if they smell it, but not you, isn't it? You don't have it in the tent with you, but over here. Even though I did see Nick on Dartmoor, a fox did sort of rip the corner of his tent and stole his food out for his tent once. What trekking poles do you use, if you don't mind me asking? I think they're just high gear ones from Go Outdoors. Nath had them. Hand-me-downs from Nath. I still I must look into getting some new ones, to be honest. A bit lighter, perhaps. Andy Bully, I got the Digby jacket from your Amazon league. You're right, it's spot on. Yeah, I do like that jacket. And like I said, I got the decathlon one today. It's too tight, so I'm a bit disappointed with that. I know I've got to lose a bit of weight around the belly, but yeah, I always buy large and I've never had that issue. So smaller sizes. I reviewed my Cloud Peak 2 the other day, but the zip on the inner is ripped. Wounded, to say the least. James L. Oh, that is a shame. Was it the inner? It was the outer zip that kept catching on me. That was a pain in the arse. But yeah, yeah, it's a shame with the zips. That was what sort of lets. I thought it was going to let the Cloud Up down, the zip. When I very first reviewed it, I said this zip looks like it's going to. But I've never had any issues with the Cloud Up. But that went out at the Cloud Peak, and the zip was an issue there. I think another day, another walk. I think I got the last one on Amazon. Yeah, they're gone again, aren't they? Took 3 months to get my nature hike. Rosie Spencer Russell. Amanda Foster, you mentioned you cook your own food and vacuum pack. Is this worth the effort? I actually just recorded a video all about this the other day. I think it's worth the effort to eat something out there. It's not vacuum packed. It's just in a foil pouch, which you just freeze, and then you just boil it up when you go out. But yeah, I much prefer eating. It's real food. It's real taste. It's not like your Wayfarer pasta. Everything's pasta. You know, I think one of the most hearty meals you can eat is a stew, bit of meat, bit of potato, swede, you know, and it's tasty. So I've done a video that will come up next week of me cooking a stew, showing you how to cook a stew for your foil bags. So look out for that. But yeah, definitely, it's so much more filling and tastier when you're out there. And it's nothing like eating food when you're out, is there? Camping. Mr. Stocky122. Hi, Trev. Started watching you and Nate's channel a few weeks ago, but you guys have inspired me to get some kit. Start camping again. Used to be a Boy Scout and loved it, but I haven't done it in 35 years. Well, you must have watched all our good videos, not the wet and windy ones. No, we've inspired a lot of people. It's strange. It's great to hear people up for doing it. And it's just, yeah, enjoy yourself. Take care. Follow the rules. You know, if you are camping somewhere like Dartmoor, you know, stick to the map. Leave no trace. Just, you know how to do it. Do it properly. And if we give camping a good name, then we'll be able to keep doing it. If people sort of ruin it for everyone else, one day, you know, we might not be able to camp these places. But yeah, it's great fun. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'm really glad you enjoyed the videos. Expedition hiker, West Island Way. Watch for the midgies. Don't forget your head net and repellent. Good tip there. Yeah, I've got repellent, but I haven't got a head net, so it might be worth thinking that. That's all I can manage. 2 hours and he's still going straight. Trev's got some stamina. Bye, Mr. Rainricks. Yeah, it is 2 hours and 10 minutes. This is going, isn't it? Going on. And how many? 121. We've still got a lot of you here. Great. But we're getting there now by the looks of it. So yeah, not much longer. Well done, everyone. Shropshire Lad. Started our virtual West Highland Way today. Going well, except Dave is stuck at the Beech Tree Inn and refuses to come out. Yeah, I saw it. Good luck with that, Gordon, Shropshire Lad, and the Shropshire Mafia are all doing a virtual West Highland Way. So is it a sponsored thing? If it is, go over and sort of sponsor them. I don't know if it is or not, but or you can keep up to date with what they're doing. So that's a Shropshire Lad and Dave Outdoors, and I take it Wild Astro will be doing that, and some others. So good luck, all of you. Antonio Campos Salsa. Greetings from Portugal, the non-backpackers that need backpacks. You've missed the backpack, Antonio. Sorry, but you got it was UK only anyway, I'm afraid. Greetings from Germany. Looking forward to the hiking the next part of the Southwest Coast Path. When will you be next time on Southwest Coast Path? Timo. Sunday's episode is me and Nath on the Southwest Coast Path. If you go into the discussion tab on our channel, there's a little sneak peek, a little clip from that there if you wanted to have a look. Don't expect to see any coast. It's just me and Nath arguing. Chris Benton, Trev just had a wild camp in a One Tigress backwoods bungalow. Great little tent. Found it very easy to put up. And you're laughing at me again, Chris, aren't you? I'm sure they're great tents. I saw that. Is that the tent you showed us in around the same time I got mine there? I'm sure they are great tents. Maybe I'll have to have a look at another one. Tom and Joe vlogs. Yeah, fair enough, Trev. Must have some dedication to Steam for 2 hours. Yeah. What sort of writing do you do, Patrick? Just if I had a story that popped in my head, I'd start writing that. But I was never very good at planning. I'd just have it in my head and write it. The most I got done, I typed up about 300 pages of a book when I was like 19 and put it down. I could probably pick that book up and sort of carry it on, and I reckon I could still picture. If I just read the last couple of the last 100 pages, I'd probably be able to I know everything about it, still picture all the settings in that book and that, but it's not very PC. I don't think you'd be able to publish it in this day and age. Might get a badger attack if you're lucky, Trev. Yeah. Steve, what's the weirdest thing you've seen or experienced? The fox eyes I said earlier. What time of year is a good time for a first wild camp on Dartmoor? I think springtime, and then through the summer you'll enjoy it. But yeah, definitely for your first time going to spring, and then once you've camped a few times, then you'll be like gearing up for the winter. You'll know what you want, where you can improve, and then you'll be away for the winter if you wanted. Expedition hiker, I recommend the Robins Grasmere T7 anti-shock poles, 50 quid for a pair. I have a black diamond and a low-key poles, but these are the best, a little heavier but brilliant poles. Thank you for that. Andy Vowden, decathlon sizes are a little off. Also on the subject of poles, try black diamond trail pole, about 40 quid, really good. Glad to know you're doing a cooking vid. Get on. Yeah, well, skip down to the end again now. Had an issue with nature hike zips. Rosie, Spencer, Russell. Yes. Yeah, they do seem a bit. But then zips don't seem as good. You know, on a lot of my jackets, I've got different jackets from different brands, and the zips all seem to catch all the time. Zips seem to be crap. And it's like that little flappy bit that goes over, doesn't quite go over, and it's that close to the zip that it always seems to catch. That's what the issue is. The flappy bit isn't big enough, you know? Or it's too big or something, I don't know. Nothing better than a tin of stewed steak from Aldi, heated up on the camping stove, like a steak pie without the pastry. Though you can't take a square of pastry. You can take a square of pastry if you want to use the stove and toast. It's a good idea. Thanks for everything, Trev. Michael Warden Brown. Watching your adventures kept me saying, well, I can't go on my own. Important, you know, that even though I've been watching a short time, it has meant a lot. Thanks, Michael. Really appreciate the comment there, mate. Glad that we've been able to keep these videos going. You know, it's been a godsend living so close to the moor for all this last year. I think if I was still in the middle of North Devon, in the middle of nowhere, it would have been a blooming nightmare, I tell you. James L. Has anyone got any suggestions for a new waterproof lightweight coat? Don't really want to be paying for a RAB at the moment. Yeah, I don't know. I've got my OEX one. It doesn't breathe very well. My favourite waterproof coat has been my Pacamac from Mountain Warehouse. Is it the Mountain Warehouse? It wasn't just, yeah, it's Mountain Warehouse. And that was the very first waterproof coat I bought, and I still wear it now. I always pack it and keeps the water out, and once it stopped raining, just take it off again and it go over your jacket. Great little waterproof coat, and I think that was like 18 quid or something for that. Might not even been that much. Richard Clayton, great videos. Like the fact that it's not top end kit used. Yeah. Maybe one day I'll be able to test some. I'd love to compare top end and low end and see what it is all about. I'm quite happy to just keep testing the budget kit, because I think a lot of people can't afford all the top end stuff, can they? So, Georgia Fairday, thanks for a great evening. I'm trying to round this up, and I keep getting more questions coming in. We're getting there. We must be near the bottom now. So thanks, everyone. Had my Cloud Peak 2 for over a year and love it. Andy D. I live in Scotland, used it on the West Highland Way and in the Cairngorms in November. It held up. It's a bit noisy in the high winds. Patrick Blondie B. Hey, guys. Patrick B. Sheriff Cartman, I'm going to try that. Roxford, great way to spend a few chilled hours. Thanks, Trev. Well, thank you, Roxford. Thanks for joining us. Good night, Trev. Really enjoyed tonight. Cheese and peace, and begin. My wife needs some time. I think my wife needs some time. I can hear some stomping about up there. James L. Look at the Berghaus Fellmaster lightweight waterproof great jacket. Have you ever published a book? I haven't published a book, no. Maybe one day. I've got a good idea for sort of children's adventure book. But at the moment, it's just ideas. I haven't had time to write anything. So I'd like to get to write something. And like I say, I'm sort of compiling a bit of a guidebook at the moment. Nicola Hobbs, who is your favourite channel you follow? There's so many sort of channels that follow me, and every now and again I'll pop in and check on their videos. Like I say, Tom and Joe Vlogs, Alan Metalman, Andy Valden, Mads 76, Ash Outdoors. I watch his videos every now and again. There's so many. Gordon from the Shropshire Lad. I don't really have a favourite. Like I say, I don't watch videos. I don't watch hiking videos religiously. If I'm on YouTube and I've got some time to look on YouTube, I'll usually watch film related videos, I'm afraid. So, and it's just usually searching up a film. I want to see the making of Goodfellas tonight. I'll see if there's anything about that sort of thing, you know. How can I join the giveaway, Charlie? That was on another video, but unfortunately it's been done now, I'm afraid. So Dave Lemani, thanks again on the bag win. Could you just repeat your email so I can message you? Well done, David, for getting back to us. info@summitornothing.co.uk. info@summitornothing.co.uk. I remember in the video of the Cloud Pick 2 expedition hiker, the zip got caught in the morning. Have you had any further problems with the zip? I haven't been out again. That was the last time I took a tent out. Frog Togs on Amazon. Simon Pack, watching your adventures. Can't wait to get back to the UK. Expedition hiker, waterproof jacket, helium 2 outdoors research. Jacob Anderson, I've got the same down bag as you, the OEX Leviathan, and have had an issue with large amounts of feather loss. Actually losing the feathers, or are they all getting compressed in one area? Have you tried just sticking it in a tumble dryer for an hour or for 10 minutes? I've heard that fluffs them back up, but I haven't had any issues myself yet. But I've heard people have said that can be an issue. I take it you're keeping it in the big loft bag. But yeah, something to keep an eye on then, I think, Jacob. Thank you. Chris Benton, bought the OEX Leviathan 900, but gone back to my old issue Arctic sleeping bag, better in the -degrees. Steve Lowe, missed the fox's eyes bit. It was just creepy, caught them in my headlight, and they just sort of snaked over towards me and scared me. Did you finish your beer? No, I've got my drink here still. I've hardly drunk any, actually. Just been gassing all night, haven't I? Tom and Joe Vlogs. Cheers, Trev. Been a nice couple of hours. Cheers, boys. Patrick J. Thank you, Trev. Take care. Can't wait for the stew recipe. Another day, another walk. Thank you for all the content. Good night. Paul Cook. Love the channel, Trev. I'm off to bed. Yeah, we're losing people here now, aren't we? What are the purpose of hiking poles, and do they help? Danny Mack. Yeah, they've, they just support extra, take the strain off of your knees, your back as well, I suppose. They do help. You do feel a difference. When I done my Dartmoor in a day, I used them for a lot of it. But, yeah, I think it's worth having them. Damn, I missed the alarm. Have to catch up. Where we go? Especially like Cornwall Wild Camper. Oh, have you watched mine? Lol. I don't know if I have or not. There's so many names that come in and out. Every now and again, I'll sort of catch up with different people. But yeah, Expedition Hiker. Just comment on my videos, and then I'll go, oh, they've commented on a few. I should see who they are and what they're up to. But to be honest, I don't have a lot of time to watch videos, but I'll try and watch your videos. Sorry. Cornwall Wild Camp. Hey, Trev, I've been wild camping 30 odd years. Just wanted to ask if you had any recommendations for bear oils that don't show the grey. Is that hair is oils? I don't know. I don't have any grey. Is that what you're trying to say? I look grey? But no, I don't. My dad is like 73, 74, and he's barely got grey hair in his head either. He has a bit now, but only recently. I think I'll be all right. Wessex hiking been fun, thanks. Cheers, Trev. Good chat. Chilled evening, awesome, thanks. I think everyone's off, aren't they? Thanks for the Q&A. Good go. Looking for a Jetball Zip, can't find one anywhere. Have you heard anything about them being discontinued? No, not heard about that. Pole's good for testing the ground in front of you. That's good tip as well on Dartmoor. Yes, definitely. Healing heart. Steve, I've been trekking all day, then home for this. Good day. Thanks, Trev. Thanks, Steve. Michael Curtis, I have used trekking poles, tend to fall over if I don't. Expedition hikers, I always comment on your vids and you do get a reply. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, that takes the time, is replying to all the comments these days, and sometimes I don't get round to finishing all the comments. But yeah, sorry, Expedition Hiker. If I haven't watched your videos, I'm sure I will catch up at some point. Thanks for a lovely evening. Right, I think that's it, innit? Everyone's off. Rosie Spencer Russell, what advice would you give people wild camping in areas not legal? Leave no trace. Arrive late and leave early. I don't get so many comments on my vids, lol. Did you, Expedition Hiker, did you message on the shout out video when I done that post? Keep an eye out for when I do another one of them later in the year. I'll do another one of those, so keep an eye on the discussion, and if you get the chance, I'll shout out your videos. But anyway, everyone, thank you very much for tonight. That's been 2 hours and 22 minutes, and just went 22 seconds when I looked at it first as well. So thanks, everyone. Well done, David, for winning. And yeah, 10:30 already. Great stuff. Take care, and we'll see you all soon. Cheese and peace. Bye. End stream. End.